Hey everyone, welcome to this crash course on the Academic IELTS Writing Task 1. In this course, I'm going to give you a solid foundation of the Writing Task 1 so that you can get a good understanding of how to write the Task 1 essay. So without further ado, let me give you a quick preview of what you're going to learn in the next 7 days. In these 7 days, you're going to be taking a journey in our Mastership, which is going to teach you the most essential information that you need to answer the Task 1 essay. So today is our day number 1, and in this day, I'm welcoming you aboard onto our ship, and the first stop that we're going to be visiting is the fundamentals, in which I'm going to give you some basic information that you need to know before you write the Task 1 essay. Then in our lesson number 2, which you're going to receive in your email tomorrow, I'm going to teach you how to write the introductions. The introduction is the first paragraph to your essay. Then on day 3, I'll teach you how to write the overviews. Overviews are your second paragraph. Then on day 4, I'm going to show you how to write the specific details. So the specific details are paragraphs number 3 and 4. Next, I'm going to take you through a second practice question so that you can get a good understanding of how to use the different strategies that you've learned so far to write an entire Task 1 essay. Then, the next day, I'm going to break down the components of this second practice question, and I'm going to show you all the different components that are required to write a great Task 1 essay. Finally, once you've learned all of these different concepts, you're going to take a quiz at the end of this course to make sure that you have properly understood everything that you have learned so far. So that's our 7-day journey. I'm very excited that you've decided to join us. So now, let's get started with talking about the fundamentals. In the Writing Task 1 question, you're going to receive an infographic. An infographic is basically any type of graph, chart, table, or diagram which shows you some kind of data. This Task 1 essay is worth half as many points as task number 2, so for that reason, it's important that you don't spend too long on task number 1. Ideally, you should only spend about 20 minutes on task number 1. When it comes to the number of words, you have to write at least 150 words, and you should definitely not go over 200 words, because then you risk cutting into the time that you have left for writing the Task 2 essay. Now this is an important point. The quality of your writing is far more important than the quantity of your writing. It's better to write a shorter essay with no mistakes than to write a longer essay with several mistakes. In fact, you can even get a band 9 with just 150 words. Now, your Task 1 essay is going to be factual in nature. This means that your opinions are not required. So you should not be using words like I, you, we, or us. These words are too informal, and we don't use informal words in a formal essay like the Writing Task 1. Next, you may see several different types of questions on the Task 1 essay. However, I want you to note that the same basic strategy applies to every single question type. So the basic strategy that I'm going to teach you in this course does not change for any type of question. So you can use the same strategies for answering any type of question. Now in the Writing Task 1, you will have to write 4 paragraphs and a total of 8 to 11 sentences. Finally, I suggest that you use a pencil so that you can make easier corrections in your essay. Now I want to give you a paragraph breakdown so that you can have a better understanding of how the Writing Task 1 is to be structured. So you're going to have 4 paragraphs in the Task 1 essay, as you already know. The first paragraph is the introduction, the second is the overview, and then you have your third and your fourth paragraphs. So what do you have to do in each of these paragraphs? Let's take a look. In the first paragraph, you have to paraphrase the question language that is in the question prompt. In tomorrow's lesson, I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. So be on the lookout for lesson number 2. Then, in the overview paragraph, you have to summarize the basic information in your infographic. I'll show you exactly how to do this in our lesson number 3. Then, in the third and the fourth paragraphs, you have to write the key details. This means that you have to start describing the numbers and the numeric data that you see in your graph or your chart. I'll teach you this in more detail in lesson number 4. Now let me give you a quick overview of how many sentences you need to write for each of these paragraphs. So for the introduction paragraph, you have to write 1 to 2 sentences. And then, for the remaining paragraphs, you only have to write 2 to 3 sentences for each paragraph. Now let's take a look at how much time you should be spending on each paragraph. On the first paragraph, you should only spend 2 to 3 minutes. In the second paragraph, you should spend 3 to 5 minutes. And for the third and the fourth paragraph, you should spend about 5 minutes on each detailed paragraph. So that wraps up lesson number 1. I hope that by now you have a good understanding of the basic information on the Writing Task 1 question. Our Mastership has now covered the first destination, and we're now ready to visit our second destination, which is how to write the introductions. So for that, be sure to check out tomorrow's lesson. And in the meantime, if you have any questions for me, then just let me know and I'll get back to you soon as I can. Have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow.